I just don't understand. He's trying to say, he's trying to make it. He's trying to get too.
When officers arrived to the scene, the 911 caller guides them to the guy hit with the UWAP. EMT transports him to the hospital, and officers start securing the scene. They find a second victim expired in the parking lot. When the detectives arrive, officers inform them that 2 people were hit with the UWAP. One expired and the other is critical. The guy in critical was found along the fence line. He's identified as 17-year-old Jamal Qualls. He's in surgery now. The expired victim is identified as 29-year-old Capri Ward. He was the assistant manager of a pizzeria. He lives with his mother, stepfather, and 2 step-siblings in an apartment on the 2nd floor of the complex. Close to where Capri was a car with a door open, red on the interior of the door and the seats. The keys were also laying on the seat of the car. So they find out that the car is registered to a woman nearby. One of the other detectives spoke to a neighbor who heard the UWAP go off.
Indicated that they had ran toward that corner, and 2 of the males jumped over the fence. So that's where we're at right now.
So as detectives go up to the base of the stairs leading up to Capri apartment, they see a UWAP and 18 casings, also a cell phone line there. All the casings were different 9s. So one of the detectives goes and interview the stepdad. He said he heard banging. About 5 minutes later, his younger kids came in the house crying, saying Capri is on the floor. They saw Red and his UWAP. He said Capri left the house around 5 p.m. and he stayed strapped, but he's a felon and shouldn't be carrying it. He's been out about 6 months. He said Capri didn't have any problems with anyone, but he does move that loud. Also, he says Capri was turning his life around, just brought a new car and was working. Detectives get enough from him. Speak to the mom. She says Capri came home from work like always, left back out around 6 p.m. She also says Capri has a son in Tennessee, but the mother never lets him talk to his kids. Her reason is that Capri is always talking BS. So they finish talking to the mom. As they're towing the car that was near the scene.
What did you say?
Can you check and see if my keys are in the car?
You were driving though?
Y'all drove there, yeah.
Okay, can you be outside?
So they get his location, head to him ASAP. He said his name is Ern Todd. So they asked Ern, how did you know that we took the car? He said that his girlfriend told him that his car was being towed. So they asked him what happened. Ern said that he went to Memphis last night to pick up his homeboy Woo, but he doesn't know his real name. He said he arrived back there around 2 or 3, went to the park, met some more friends there. But after that, he don't know where they went. He went to his girlfriend's apartment around 8:30. He got up with his friends to smoke. He was too lit up to drive, so he left his car in the complex. So they asked him for Woo's number. He hands them his phone. The detective also see a number in there says plug.
Buy from anybody in there?
I used to buy from plug in there.
So basically there was a shootout last night.
So they tell Ern they found Red in his car. He said he doesn't know how it got there. So they let Ern know that they'll contact him after they test the car. So they head back to the station, punch in that number that Ern had in his phone as plug, and it comes back to Capri. So they believe Ern is involved now. So they punch Ern into the computer. He's 19 years old, was set to play safety, got injured and dropped out. So the next move for detectives to get the video footage from the gas station near the crime scene to try to verify Ern's story. While waiting, Jamal's mother shows up from Memphis. She said that she went to Vegas Wednesday and he was staying with his grandma. She said that he left her house Tuesday around 5:30 and she hasn't heard from him since. The detective asked who does he hang out with. She said a guy named Woo. He stays in the same area her mother stays in Memphis. She also said her son went to school with Woo so they're about the same age. She gives a description of Wu, dark and tall, and that she never liked him because son does what Wu do. So she shows them Wu on social media. He's 16 years old. Now the surveillance footage come in.
So he says that he walked from the apartment complex, which would be here, and got to the BP and got into a car to see anybody walk across the parking lot and get into a car.
They don't see Ern anywhere. So now they know he's lying. So they call Ern back to the station. The detectives start by telling him they have an issue with last night. The guy that's in critical is from Memphis. That's not a coincidence. So Ern says a couple of months before all of this, he was getting loud from Capri on a regular. He said Capri used to hook him up, but Wu wanted to get at him. He said that Wu was living out there in Gwinnett County for a while. So when he went to Memphis, Wu brought two of his friends along. The detectives asked what's his friend's name. He said Mert or something like that. That was the skinny guy. And a bigger one was named Junior. When they arrived, they was like they getting on a money move. So he says they got in the car with a girl and left. So he went to meet his girl, and that's the last time he spoke to them. So the detective tell Ern that they seen the footage from the gas station cameras, and it don't show him nowhere out there. So they know he lying. Then Ern says that his girl wanted to meet. So Wu, Junior, and Jamal rode over to the apartments with him. They were sitting in the car blowing loud, and Wu said, "Don't your plug stay out here?" He said he doesn't want any part of that, so he got out the car and said he'll walk. But as he got out, Capri was pulling up. The detective says explain their movement.
Plan was for Wu was busting, why he was coming up the stairs from Jamar, and Junior was supposed to come up the back or something.
Then he heard the oo-wop start going off. They were getting down, so he hit the fence, the same fence where Jamar was found. So they asked Ern, how did Red get in this car? He said he guessed after Jamar got hit, maybe they threw him in the car and couldn't find the keys. So they asked who was carrying. Ern said all three of them, and that's the truth. So they wrapped that up, charged Ern Todd with felony M. They also issue a felony M warrant on Wu. So they need some more information on Jamal, aka Mert, who's in the hospital, to find out who Junior is. Then the hospital called and said Jamal's mom just snatched him out the hospital and went back to Memphis. So they issued the M warrants for Jamal. Contact Memphis PD to look for Jamal and Wu. Then Memphis PD tells Gwinnett County detectives that Wu has a 15-year-old brother named Junior. So they put a lineup together. Ern Todd, who's out on bond now, comes to the interrogation room with his lawyer. They show him the photos, and he picks Wu, Jamal, and Junior out. So they seek the help of the U.S. Marshal. They don't plan on interviewing them because they're juveniles. So the marshal snatch all three of them up. Jamal was charged as an adult with felony M and is waiting trial. Wu was charged as an adult with felony M and is currently waiting trial. Junior was charged as an adult with felony M and is currently awaiting trial. Thank you for watching. Leave me some comments. Hit that like button. Hit that thanks button. Stay safe out there. I'm done talking.
But Capri's dad died when Capri was 2. And he always used to tell me that. It's like a rush, and I love it. You can't stop somebody from that.